obviously not just about Caitlin being that player that's bringing the eyes to the league. Yes, people love watching her shoot that logo three, and they wanna...
Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be, and I don't think it should be.
Sheryl Swoopes claimed Caitlin Clark was 25 years old with extra COVID eligibility. The truth? Clark is actually 22 and played the standard 4 years without any COVID extensions. This wasn't just a simple mistake, it was part of a pattern. When confronted with facts, Swoopes panicked as her credibility crumbled in real time. What would make a basketball legend deliberately spread misinformation about the WNBA's newest star? The answer reveals something troubling about how some veterans view the changing landscape of women's basketball. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about bullies, we can talk about every time Caitlin has the ball, she pushes off.
Obviously, a lot was made of this matchup between yourself and Diana Taurasi. I know she's one of your idols. How big is it for you to get a win here against her today?
I'm just happy we won. It was cool to play against her, and obviously a really great game. And
over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. But Sheryl Swoopes wasn't done minimizing Caitlin Clark after those comments about her age and eligibility. She went even further, attacking Clark's actual performance on the court. Can you believe Swoopes had the nerve to claim that Clark's rookie season was not dominating? That's just flat out false. Clark literally rewrote the WNBA rookie record books in her first season, becoming the highest scoring rookie in league history. And get this, she also led rookies in assists, combining scoring and playmaking in a way no rookie had ever done before. The attacks didn't stop there. Swoopes made this wild claim that nobody wants to play for Indiana, as if the Fever were some basketball wasteland that players avoided. But guess what happened right after she said that? The exact opposite.
So we didn't get to play, I didn't get that 6 games. So I set the record in 5 games.
took her extra game.
Well, I'm just saying.
You can say that.
No, listen. If I have 6 games.
Girls that were pretty competitive and was gonna, help me get better, and I was gonna have fun doing it. Looking back, like I never like questioned it. It never was like, oh, why am I playing with the boys? It was just what I did.
The Indiana Fever suddenly became one of the hottest free agency destinations in the WNBA. Major talents like Sydney Colson and Dana Bonner were actually eager to join the team, completely contradicting what Swoopes had predicted. When you look at all these comments together, you start seeing a pattern. This wasn't just one slip-up or mistake. These were calculated statements, all pointing in the same direction, trying to diminish Clark's achievements and downplay her impact on the league. It was like Swoopes had some kind of agenda against the young star, and she wasn't being subtle about it. The problem for Swoopes is that facts don't lie. Her comments represented a total disconnect from reality. Clark wasn't just good for a rookie, she was historically great. The numbers don't lie, the records don't lie, and the free agency signings definitely don't lie. Yet Swoopes kept insisting on a narrative that simply wasn't true. So what happens when someone with Swoopes' status and legacy gets caught making demonstrably false claims? The public wasn't having it. The backlash was swift and intense. Basketball fans and analysts alike questioned her credibility and wondered about her motives. How could someone who knows basketball so well get so many basic facts wrong about one of the game's biggest stars?
See more of her, and they're tuning in because they want to see what she's going to do. You're going to get to see so much more than that.
Now, Rookie of the Month has only been around since 2010, but she's the first player ever to win Rookie of the Month and Player of the Month.
The disconnect was so obvious that people couldn't help but think there was something more behind these comments than just basketball analysis. The numbers don't lie, and they tell a story completely different from what Swoopes tried selling us. While she was busy claiming Clark wasn't dominant, the WNBA was experiencing a seismic shift unlike anything in its history. Arenas that used to have empty seats suddenly couldn't print tickets fast enough when the Fever came to town. TV networks that barely showed WNBA games were now scrambling to add more broadcasts to their schedule. That's not just success, that's revolution. Look at what actually happened during Clark's rookie campaign. She didn't just break records, she shattered them while simultaneously elevating her teammates. She created this unique dual threat that the league had rarely seen before, especially from a rookie. She wasn't just scoring at a historic clip, she was setting up her teammates at an elite level too. That combination, it's literally what coaches and scouts call the textbook definition of a generational talent.
Kind of got into a flow and played a little bit more in transition. We were a lot more successful. And then obviously Lex was amazing. I don't know if we missed the shot in the fourth quarter.
Clark now has an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike that will include her own signature shoe. The deal is the richest sponsorship contract for a women's basketball player.
You know what's crazy about all this? While Swoops was trying to convince everyone Clark wasn't special, the entire economic landscape of the WNBA was transforming right before our eyes. Ticket sales for Fever games absolutely exploded. Teams that couldn't fill their arenas suddenly had sellouts when Indiana came to town. TV ratings, they skyrocketed so dramatically that networks had to increase how many Fever games they broadcast nationally. And let's talk about social media. The engagement around the WNBA reached levels nobody had ever seen before. New fans were pouring into the sport. People who had never watched women's basketball were suddenly tuning in. All this was happening while Swoops sat there saying Clark wasn't dominating. Make it make sense. The transformation of the Fever after Clark's arrival speaks volumes too. Far from being a team nobody wanted to join, they became one of the most attractive destinations in the league.
Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be.
Fan of Caitlin Clark. I would have loved to see her on this international stage, but I understand that Team USA constructs their roster not necessarily on fandom, but completing the mission, and I think that's what we see right now.
The growth wasn't just incremental either. It was exponential. Clark didn't just improve the Fever. She accelerated the entire WNBA's upward trajectory. What makes Swoops' position even more puzzling is how isolated she became. While she was busy downplaying Clark's impact, most other WNBA legends recognized and celebrated what was happening. They understood something Swoops seemingly couldn't. That new stars bringing new attention ultimately benefits everyone in women's basketball. Here's what this whole Swoops situation really teaches us. Legends need to lift up the next generation, not tear them down. When someone like Swoops spreads misinformation about Clark, she's actually hurting the very league she helped build.
Like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them.
It's not just about Caitlin being that player that's bringing the eyes to the league. Yes, people love watching her shoot that logo three and they wanna.
The contrast is clear. Clark's bringing unprecedented growth while Swoops' criticism undermines it all. The future of women's basketball depends on unity, not division. Veteran players and analysts need to celebrate these rising stars who are expanding the game's reach. The WNBA's evolution requires embracing change. Clark's impact speaks volumes, and the league thrives most when its pioneers welcome new talent rather than resisting it.